Did you feel like marriage was going to be a release from your struggles at home?
Yes. That's why I was so excited to get married.
Not because of him so much.
No, to be honest, no. When they first read the shidduch, I was like, okay, yes. Before I even knew who we were talking about, like I was like, okay, yes. I wanted to get out of there.
Yeah.
At the time, I was going through a very rough patch. I had a lot of issues at school because of the situation at home. Like I wasn't doing well academically. I was just depressed. I wasn't eating. I wasn't sleeping. I was not in a good place.
Can you talk about your engagement? Were you excited to get engaged?
I was, mostly because I wanted to have a family too. I think that I was excited for the next chapter of my life, even though in this arranged marriage, the way it works is that you just have like a 40-minute, what we call a basho, which is just a meeting of 45 minutes with your potential spouse. And at the end of the meeting, you say yes or no. To be honest, most people say yes because you've gone through all this trouble to get to that point. And I said yes, and I was very, very happy.
Was he the first boy you met?
He was the first boy I've met, yes.
Is 17 not young? Were you one of the like youngest in your class?
It is considered to be younger, but I was like the 20th Kala in my age. I was the 20th girl that got engaged. I wasn't one of the first ones. No.
Is it okay if I ask you a little more about your engagement? Because I would love to
Yeah.
get a sense. Okay. So how long do you think it took? Did you know that your parents were discussing a match for you?
Yes. So the whole like matchmaking thing was very, very short. It was a total of 4 days. So the boy was basically discussed, they were read, what we call read to my parents on a Friday, and I was engaged by the next Tuesday.
And your parents told you that they were discussing something?
So they told me probably by Sunday, but by Monday night, they told me who they were just talking about. So I didn't know who the boy was until Monday night.
When you found out, did you know who he was?
Yes, I knew his family very well. I wasn't sure if it was him or his brother, but I knew the family very well, yes.
I see. Did you have a chance to see him before you met him?
No.
Not at all.
I mean, no, maybe I could have asked. I just didn't think to.
I see. Did he see you?
I don't think so. No, maybe a picture. I'm not sure.
I see. Did you do genetic testing because of the genetic issues in the community? There's always genetic testing. Did you do that before you met him?
So we do that in 11th or the 12th grade in the school. Like everybody does it, or like 99% of the girls. It's like they call down the Dayashurim, which is like the people that do the testing for you. And they draw blood from everybody so that when there's a prospect of a boy, they just have to check if you're compatible or not. So I didn't have to go through the process of drawing blood then and then waiting for results because my results are already in the system.
But even before you met, that's when I'm wondering when they did the genetic testing, like compatibility testing. I know they had the blood sample. They collect the blood sample in school when you're still in 11th grade. And then before you meet or after you meet, do they do the compatibility test?
They do it like usually the day of the meeting, like before, after all the information is exchanged and they ask around about the boy or the girl. And then right before they want to actually sit the boy and girl down, that's when they check for the results.
Uh-huh. Did you have any concept of boys at that point? Like,
no, I did not.
No. So can I ask what your impression was? Where was the meeting?
So it was in my sister's house. We just choose a random place, like a nice clean house, nothing fancy. There was water on the table. First, what we did was sit with my parents and his parents and me and him. So it's all of us together. And then the parents leave the room and it's just the boy and the girl.
Where's your sister?
She wasn't home.
Oh, okay. What was your impression? What was the meeting like? Can I ask?
Again, I did not know what to expect. I did know the family well, but I did not know if we were referring to this boy or his brother. So when he first came in, I was like, okay, cool. Nothing major. I didn't know what marriage was about at that point. I didn't know that men and women have, any kind of intimate relationship. So I was just like, okay, I just have to live with this guy, And he's nice, he's handsome, he's everything a girl could think of as far as she didn't know anything else. So I was very impressed, yes.
Do you remember what you talked about?
We talked about really mundane things. My father is a Rebbe in Candid, so we talked about that he taught my husband when he was in the grade that my father taught. So we talked about that. We talked about my siblings. We talked about his siblings. We talked about there was a spider on the ceiling and it just felt off on the table in the middle. And I remember my husband seeing me like pull back because I'm scared of spiders. So he grabbed the tissue and he took it off. And I was like, okay, I want him.
Oh, that's cute.
As mundane as that is. But yeah.
So did you have a say in?
I did have a say. I was just very excited to get married. So I said yes. And with good reason. He's a very good guy. So I didn't know much, but the little I did know, I was excited about that part of my life.
Like your parents called you and aside?
When we finished, he went to his parents, I went to my parents, and they said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Yes." And my parents asked, "Do you want to sleep it over?" And I said, "No, I'm good."
Oh, wow. How long were you engaged for?
I was engaged for 8 months.
Did you have contact during the engagement?
No, we actually met once by accident, and it was like, "Oh, I gotta run away."
Is that what you did?
I did, yes.
Does he know? Did he realize it was his bride?
Yes, we both realized. We talked about it after the wedding. We both knew that it was each other.
So after all of this difficult childhood at home, you get engaged and all your friends are engaged, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know anything about boys.
No.
Except what you learned before the wedding, right?
Yeah, that was 2 weeks before I got married, so.
Yeah, that's when they told you. Can I ask what your wedding day was like?
It was nice. It was very emotional. I was very, very excited, mostly just to like start this new chapter and start over. It was very typical. Nothing crazy went on. They did my hair. We didn't wear makeup, so we didn't have a professional makeup artist. I just had my sister put some blush on my face, and that was it.
The wedding itself was when you first really got to meet your husband. Would you say that?
Yes.
How was the like wedding day? Can I ask?
Yeah. So lucky for me, my husband went to an amazing what they call a Husten teacher. You want to explain what that is?
I have covered it a little bit, but it's a teacher who prepares the couple for their intimate life and reveals often for the first time you find out about sex.
I went to a college teacher that was very frum, very Hasidic, very old school. And she taught me the very basics, like the basic of the basics, very, very minimal. Nothing about emotional intimacy or about pleasure or things like that. Luckily for me, my husband went to someone who was the exact opposite. He spoke widely about everything that they really need to know: emotional intimacy, pleasure for the wife, literally anything. And when we first got into the yichud room, I was very confused. I was scared. It was the first time actually being with my husband. And my husband seemed very comfortable. And it was a little bit of a contradiction because he was happy and I was just scared.
Did that put you at ease?
Yes, very much. He was very, very comfortable. He calmed me down. We sat down to eat. We were doing great. I was just very scared. And at that point, I really let out a sigh. I was like, okay, this isn't as bad as it sounds,